You're good. While it's getting underway, I'm gonna post everything up while we run the credit after we introduce everybody.
We gotta wait for Instagram pop up too.
This does kind of work out here, though.
It looks good.
Yeah, it's a new podcast studio for you now.
Let me do this.
Yeah, honestly, I was like, I could just do this all the time. I know the lighting's probably not best. I can turn the light on if I need to.
No, it's good.
What up?
What up? What up?
Is it live? It's still not showing live on mine.
It's live,
It
dog.
says live. It says live on my screen, boys.
Oh, there you go. Now it's finally showing up for me. What up, everybody? What up? We got our boy Dakota Drake here.
David, you gotta look up at the camera, dog.
Hold on, I'm doing
What up, everybody?
Jeez, what Dakota? Why don't you just go ahead and make people aware if they don't know who
I
you
see
are?
you. He's still. Oh, what's up, Fascar family? Sorry, Pool's still feeling the weekend a little bit. Andy is definitely feeling the weekend a little bit, but I'll take it from here. Check me out, Dakota Drake 4, representing everything chairgating with my boy Rattlesnake. Joining y'all as a guest tonight because Rattlesnake's fucking just he can't help but travel all week. So it was kind of like, if I don't get out here and say something with you boys, I'm not gonna get to say nothing at all about the weekend. So let's just do the damn thing. I'm fucking stoked to be on here with y'all, and I'm ready to talk about the do's and don'ts of Bristol.
Heck yeah. All right, now I finally got this thing rolling. But yeah, freaking phenomenal weekend. Thank you for joining us. Got the chairgating people out there. We're about to send that out on social medias as well. But it's going to be a great show. We're going to talk about Bristol, all the fun. We had the bros out there. Let's get into it.
God bless America, and gentlemen, start your engine!
Still down there. Still down there.
Still outside corner. You're number one.
Was out. Hell was out. That's just about out wrecked him. And then she busted her ass.
Yo,
I always love y'all's intro.
What up? What up?
Those intros
I'm working on a new intro too.
I was about to say we got plenty of videos now from this year that we're probably going to end up.
You got a cool. I know you got one cool clip from the weekend, or two.
Dude, I got that loaded up too. Might play it here in a little bit.
I got it queued up, ready to go.
Okay.
I've seen it about 1,001 times already.
Dude,
just watch it over and over.
I got that cool. I got that cool in a mat, or like I had him with the plane and he's
yeah, dude, that was sick. Cool. I was showing guys at work that clip this morning. They were blown away by it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to post that one up. I don't know what did and didn't get posted from our shit for the weekend because it was a blur.
David, can you load that one in too?
Which one? His?
No, the video that Dakota took of the plane flying over with Matt.
I can resend if need be.
Yeah. It'll take me 1 second to do. If y'all want to talk some, y'all go ahead and get started. I'm gonna pull myself off.
Oh lordy, y'all are off in a hot mess. Andy, let's just go ahead and you worked so hard for this. You worked so hard for this dub. Address the elephant in the room of how good it feels to finally be in the senior dude get the dub category.
I'm still on cloud 9 or cloud 5, whatever you want to say.
Did you get home and finally just like sit down and be like, that was fucking cool?
Well, I was telling David, like I got home and I watched the celebration video, obviously in the stands, couldn't really hear it and everything. But then we got back to Bailey's dad's house and I watched it there. And of course, I couldn't go to eat. I didn't even fall asleep till like 3 o'clock in the morning. And then we're up at 6 driving home. So yeah. I was running on 3 hours of sleep yesterday. But yeah, I got home yesterday and watched the video over. And I told David, I was like, dude, I'm not going to lie. I fucking teared up watching that shit. Like that was my mom. She was like, I thought you were going to have a stroke or something. I'm like, no, that was straight up relief. That's all that was.
Finally.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I was at the 01 Kevin's first win, but I don't really count it because like I was 8 and I was 11. I was 11. Yeah, like I was there and stuff, but like I wasn't a Kevin Hart fan at the time, you know.
Yeah.
And that was different. That was Dylan Hart stuff. But I didn't see Kevin win till 2018. Like
that's a long
I started being full-blooded Kevin fan in 05.
Yeah.
And I didn't see him win until 2018 at Atlanta when he dominated. I was at a bunch where he had kicked ass and didn't get it. And then, I mean, it was just like when he went to 2018 in Atlanta, it was like, yes. And then he got on a hot streak with the 4 team, and I went and ended up going to 5 wins of his total. So I guess 4 in the 4 car. But it was such a relief. Like, it was so fucking awesome to, like, I got spoiled there for a bit, but well, no, let me back up. Shit, 2010 Talladega. Okay, let me back up. 2010 Talladega. That one just flipped through my mind. So yeah, that from 2010 to 2018, I didn't see him win, but 2010 was my first real one, and that one was sick when he moved J-Mac.
Yes.
And I can remember them all vividly, but it was
that
like getting to see Kevin win was just like so special. Like, because how many times you see him win on TV?
Right.
And then you go and you don't see it, and you're like, God dang it. Especially when Larson dominates and doesn't get it.
Yeah.
Like, God dang it.
Well, and then
finally getting it done.
Of course, you know how we always hit both Atlanta races every single year, and of course, Dega and all the super speedways, and of course, you know, Larson's track record on super speedways. So it's like, oh yeah, you want to see Larson win? Definitely don't go to Atlanta. Definitely don't go to Talladega. Definitely don't go to Daytona. But
right, all the ones y'all go to are like
right, and then like
his worst races.
Last year, almost made it to the Southern 500. Of course, he wins the Southern 500. I was kicking myself for not going to that one. So they finally made up for it. It was great.
Yeah, man, I was so tickled for it. That was one thing. Like, we'll talk about the race here in a bit, but I was like, I was literally like, oh, as stinky as this was, and another. I've been to like fucking 10 Larson wins, but I was like, I'm so stoked. Like, I filmed your reaction. I get to see you like feel that feeling. It was just like, fuck yeah, I'm stoked Larson won. And that's it. Or Justin in Atlanta. Like, if my guy ain't gonna win, I want some of my guys to win or something.
Yeah, that was sick. But like, I remember it was like 50 laps to go, and you looked over at me, and you're like, chug a beer, shotgun a beer if he wins. And I'm just like, I don't know.
I didn't know you were going to get a shower.
Yeah, I've been here before, been here too many times. And then like right after he won, I was like, I'm gonna fucking shotgun a beer. But like I don't know, I was shaking. You saw I was fucking shaking. I knew that if I was gonna shotgun a beer, I was probably gonna projectile vomit shortly afterwards. Probably in the stands. So
yeah, when you everybody tagged it and then you like fell under the rail, I was like, oh, all right, hold on a second. I think
I know I got a little lightheaded there. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, shit, should we wait on Pool or what you want to talk about?
I don't know what he's doing. Matt said in the Instagram, he's like, I love that background, Dakota. Hey. Nice setup, bro.
Hey,
Dakota, resend me that video.
Post. Okay, 1 second.
But all right, sorry about that. Did y'all do a live on TikTok this past week? No, we did not do a live on TikTok this past week. We just kind of this weekend was more of our race vacation trip. It was a setup with all the boys. We had chairgating out there. We had some LTC, one lug TV, a bunch of different ones out there. So we just enjoyed the time and spent time with really good friends. I mean, it was freaking phenomenal.
We had 2 guys from LTC, even though there was more there.
Yeah, we got to see a couple of them.
We had to see a couple there.
Yeah, I'd never met One Lug. I didn't even realize that like me and him had been friends on socials for a while. And he came up and he's like, dude, what's up, man? What's up, bro? And I was like, hey man, what's up, dude? He's like, it's me, One Lug. And I was like, One Lug? He was like, One Lug TV. And I was like, oh shit, man. Like, we always comment on each other's stuff and everything, or we gotta hang out sometime. He's like, yeah. He's like, go Dogs. I was like, oh, yeah, all right, even cooler.
Which one was that?
Who was that? Was the curly.
He was a Chase Elliott fan.
Chase Elliott fan and the curly beard guy. I think.
I don't remember. Was that during the race?
You were just so stoked on Bristol and everything.
Yeah, that's true. I was locked in. I had to wash this fucking shirt too. Thanks, David. You beer showered it.
I was telling Pittman, I was like, I think we might need to like get our beer showers all over everybody under control. I was so excited, but I was like, Pittman poured beer all over like those people down front of us on Friday. And I was like, dude, this is not okay. Like, I was thinking about it. I was like, I don't care, but I was like, if I was down there and with my kids and some fucking assholes did that, like, we're gonna have a problem.
All right. Okay, David, go ahead and play the celebration video because there was these two dudes that was like over my shoulder wearing the beer spray, and you can see them like wiping their shoulders off. Like, what the fuck? Like right over my left shoulder.
Yeah, the two dudes in the dark shirt.
Dude in the white hat.
It looked like you won the damn race.
Somehow old Ty Gibbs is some guy's got broken all this.
Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! God fucking damn it, yes! I'm happy for you, brother! Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! Enjoy this.
It makes me so happy every time I see it.
The emotion, right?
That was a long time coming.
Dude, it took forever to make that happen. We've been to a bunch of races. I know you were talking about it while I was looking for my stiffs.
Well, I was thinking about this before we went live. Hey, Felicia, what's up?
What up? Oh.
I saw. I was
here.
thinking about this before we went live. David, you realize that last weekend that Busher won and Larson won this weekend, so
back to back
for us,
dude. Yeah, holy shit! I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, it ends up working out for back to back, which is freaking awesome. And you got to be there for it. That part to me was the best because I know we've been to a lot of races and for a long time, and it's always been like a freaking curse where it's like he's gonna win, and then all of a sudden something happens last minute. It's like Andy's gutted. Fuck.
Or if it's like 40 laps into an Atlanta race.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna let that load. It's having troubles at the moment.
Which one?
But let's see. Darren Eubank. I haven't seen any of my favorite drivers win in person. I've been a NASCAR fan since '85. I pulled for Davey Allison, Mark Martin, Jeff Burton, Alan Kulwicki, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. We were actually sitting in Kulwicki section at Bristol, oddly enough. One leg dude was rad. Awesome.
Yeah, those seats were badass. And I really enjoyed where we sat at. Like in that, it was really like right at the curve, like center of 1 and 2.
I think we continue that next year. We definitely continue that. Another piece is I do vote to go ahead. I know I did it this time, but I vote to we be done with the beer showers as a whole.
You vote for the beer showers as a whole?
Yeah, I love it for all of us, but I think we should probably maybe I'll shotgun a beer and not get it all over random strangers.
Yeah.
It is a NASCAR event, so they should understand that it's 10 o'clock at night, a NASCAR event. They're probably going to get some beer on them at some point. However, okay, we can stop pissing off the old people because the guy behind me definitely threw beer at me at the end and was like, "You're an asshole." So, okay.
Yeah, if we don't want Talladega redos, maybe we should keep ourselves in check. I saw some guys. I didn't.
Fuck them, I earned it. So,
hey, come, you want to step to me? Yeah, honestly, Andy could have probably fucking bent a car hood in half. He was so hyped.
Penman was there, so we would have had it covered anyway.
Yeah, we had security. That's what I said. I said he's honestly our rolling drunk security.
He can beat him in sleep. I don't understand it. I don't know how that dude can sleep through a fucking NASCAR race, but
dude, he can sleep through everything.
I'm like, I get it. I guess he's drunk and like it's like a NASCAR lullaby. But then I'm also like, dude, you're here. Like, why are you sleeping?
All right, y'all want the Matt clip because it is pretty tight.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, play that back.
Ty Gibbs right next to him.
Look at that shit, man. Fucking sick, bro.
Dude, that thing was so cool.
Can we talk about how
full-blooded American
mullet's gotten too?
Do not cut it, Matt.
Dude, I told him, he's like, yeah, I might cut. I was like, dude, your mullet's looking sick. Like, mine ain't shit. His is
I
looking
think that
dope.
mullet needs to be in the competition next year.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
Yeah,
you
we
know,
gotta
you
get
get to
him in
judge it. Wait, so how does this work? Are you not allowed to be in them anymore, and you're just allowed to be a
I have
judge
no
now?
idea. So the guy DM'd me, and he was like, "Hey man, it's me." And I was like, "What's up?" I remembered him, and he was like, "Hey, we're just gonna do the mullet contest again, and since you're the inaugural champion, we wanted you to know if you want to come and be a judge." The only thing I'm thinking is they're like, that guy's totally gonna fucking win again. He can't be in it.
They're afraid that you're going to bring the crew
And
again.
yeah, so I think, well, and I guess they don't want the same person. They want different people to win the prizes. I don't know. I was honored. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll come fucking do that. Because then I was like, I'm gonna be up there the whole time, and I was like, I'm gonna have a microphone in my hand. So I don't really know how it's gonna work. I'm sure he said they'd email me, but we'll see. But the honor's all mine. I can't wait. Now I'm like, well, shit, I need to make sure I'm at Dega early.
Yeah,
Is that,
you got to
is
get
that
there.
spring Dega for next year?
No, fall.
Oh, fall it.
No, it's in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was really like, because I was like, I've been like, well, I gotta keep this mullet growing. And I was like, well, I could just cut it off. And I'm like, no, I need to keep it in case like they do it again. And then now I'm like, oh, thank God I didn't cut my hair.
Yeah.
I look like a
especially
dumbass up there without a mullet.
If you were to be a judge and then walk up there with no mullet.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm stupid. Yeah. I guess I think I just have to keep it forever, to be honest.
You'd almost lose the Dega Jesus title.
It's a part of you now. It's literally your persona.
Well, it said if they did it next year and I got to be in it again, how funny it'd be to get like a sash and robe and go up there and like a fucking like.
Did you keep this? Yeah, the sash is downstairs. You gotta.
Yeah.
When you're judging, you gotta make sure you're wearing that sash still.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna represent. That's what Felicia was like. You should wear the tiara, and then whoever wins, give it to him. I was like, hell no, that's my fucking tiara.
Yeah, no.
Bitch.
Yeah.
But no, Bristol. I mean, obviously we missed the truck race, which truck race on TV looked awesome. But we got
better
there,
than the cup race.
definitely better than the cup race. But we got there for the Xfinity race. My voice is still all cracking and going all crazy. But
I'm still recovering.
Yeah, still recovering. We got there for the Xfinity race. Xfinity race wasn't bad either. If you're ranking it,
I thought it was great. I loved Friday, dude. I had such a good time on both days, but I think Friday was better than Saturday, like for me personally.
So for racing action, 100% agree with you. Watching the track and watching what was going on track, Friday, was definitely the best. But then, like, I had so much fun on Saturday,
and we were all letting loose on Friday, like. Like it's the day one of the trip. Like
that's the rowdy day.
And the race was good.
Yeah, the racing was awesome. I mean, we got to see Dale Jr. out there. I mean, obviously there was some fun stuff. I'm wearing the
highlight was Dale Jr.
Today. Wherever it is.
Hey, I got your sun drop shirt too, Pool.
Oh, did I leave it? I was wondering where it was. You also got his extension cord since he leaves it every time he comes and sees us.
It was cool seeing Junior again, like watching the whole place. Every time he passed the car, the whole place was erupting and rooting for him. Like,
it was sick though. Like it sucked because like lap 3 there was that caution and he ended up having to pit like immediately for the radio issues. And everybody's like, "What the fuck? His windows net's down. Is he getting out of the car?" Like that would have been a huge letdown of like something mechanically went wrong. 3 laps in the race, he's gone out. But like as far as like him working his way through the field, that was awesome to watch. And he did it twice, I believe, because he came in during that lap 3 caution, and then it just still didn't fix the radios. He had to work his way like halfway through the field, and then the end of the stage came out, and he had to pit again to finally fix the radio issues. So he worked his way through the field twice.
Yeah, I mean, he was fast all night. Obviously, we saw it from the beginning. He was doing really well. Then they talked about, I mean, I don't know about you, and I know we talked about this already. Listening to his radio was just like nostalgia, and it felt so good. But then the very
is it 2008 again?
Yeah, the whole first part is my radio is not working. He can hear TJ, but he can't talk to the team at all. So they're like, okay, we're going to switch helmets. So he has to pit for that. That puts him at the rear of the field. All right. Well, then they change out the helmet, and it's still not working. So then they come back and change out the receiver. And then that still didn't work. So like he went through 2 helmets, 2 receivers, and then they left his glasses in his helmet when he did that switch. So then they had to come back down for the glasses as well.
It's like every year's fucking something. Like,
yeah.
Why can't everything just go smooth?
It's crazy.
Funny. I was they posted, I think NASCAR posted it on their Instagram, and it was like a recap of all the junior highlights from Friday, like the audio highlights with the scanner. And somebody commented on it, and they were like, I hate that I rented the scanner and everything, and I couldn't even listen to them the entire race. I'm just sitting there like, well, if you had AirPods in the NASCAR scanner app, it worked fine. I don't even know why people don't even do that anymore. Like, why do people aren't scanning?
Yeah. So what if you're live on the scanner? What was it, like a lap behind?
Yeah, it was about
no
that.
figure, but you're at least getting you're getting updated information at least,
right.
Did I tell you, man, that little pocket scanner I have is like the best thing I've ever bought in my life. I love it. I got the little tiny racing electronics one, and it only holds 2 channels, and you gotta fucking find them and save them. But I just channel 2 is Austin Hill, channel 1's Tyler Reddick, and when I only turn it on at the track, and when I get there, I know what button to hit, and I just sit there. But I know the regular bigger scanners are like fucking expensive, but it is what it is.
We ended up buying some cheaper scanners that you have to like program in the frequencies, but I've never had a good luck with them actually like picking up the frequencies. Like they've always got static and like overlay talking or whatever going on. So I don't know if it's
not as clear. Or what. Yeah, and it's probably because we bought the Amazon as cheap as we could get.
Probably.
Yeah, my little one, I don't know what series it is, but it's like the working man scanner, and it works fine, just like a regular, scanner.
I'll tell you what, though, if you don't have scanners and you go to races, I don't know what you're doing.
I can't watch a race without one. I will not.
It's phenomenal.
Not even at the house.
I sat
at
there
home and the track.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going between Noah, I was going Busher, then every once in a while I'd switch over to PRN just to see what was going on there, and then I'd flip back around. Like, if you're not listening to what's going on there, like, you can get lost.
I have to know what's going on. Like, I can't just be like,
why's
the yellow out? No.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a lot of times, Friday when all the action was, like, I'd be looking over here, and like I'd hear him like, back it down, one in the wall, and like be like, oh, I'd hear him reacting, and like it'd catch me like, oh, I wasn't just like, oh, did someone spin? Like he's talking to me almost.
At Bristol, it's hard to like focus on all the racing that's going on because there's so much that's going on. I mean, the track is small enough, but if you're focusing on a battle that's on one side of the track,
you never know what you might miss.
What's on the other side.
Yeah, and there's always something going on at Bristol too. Like you can, no matter what turn you're looking at, somebody's gonna be hitting the wall, unless it's Saturday's Cup race.
Those seats were clutch though. I know Matt was talking about like, I kind of like sitting on the front stretch though, because you can see the battles and the turns. Like, I don't know. Like even in 1 and 2 where we were sitting, you could still see what's going on.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you didn't have to, turn your head and watch.
Yeah. You're looking at the whole track right in front of you.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to sway back and forth. Like when we sat for Xfinity, sitting there for the start finish line was cool. But for Cup race, I think we sit where we sat. That part was perfect. No problems whatsoever. And I love how Bristol has that extra like cup holder set up.
Yeah. The like skid rows. And it gives
cup holder.
It lets us like it lets us like we can stand. Me and not Ty Gibbs. Me and Connor are like big standers. I know it gets annoying, but like I'll stand up the whole fucking race.
Oh, I would too. Yeah.
Well, I'm walking back and forth talking to all y'all, or like if I can, I'm like, oh, did you see that? Or hey, your guy's doing good. And I don't know. I'm a big stander, so I like the individual rows, and you're not like squeezing your nuts by somebody's belly trying to get by or get out.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That was one of the greatest things they did at Bristol.
Yeah, I stood up for a good part of it. Then I'd sit down for a little bit. But, I mean, it was nice. It's like you get to breathe. You have plenty of space there. And then you can get up behind someone and do a beer shower if you need to.
Oh, God.
How clutch was it, though, too? Like, just picking that row right off the bat and nobody sat in it.
What are you talking about? That's where our seats were. Huh?
Yeah. Right. There was no fucking way any of us were going to make it to where our actual seats were.
I would have literally died. I was already in the process.
I was going to die.
I felt bad. I was like, this is a little hike. I said, I can only imagine Pool's about to fucking die.
Bro, that's why I said, do y'all want to take the elevator?
All due respect.
That's why I was just like, take the elevator. And all y'all were like,
I definitely wasn't going to do that. But I was
I wasn't going to stand in line.
I mean, it wasn't bad, but I was like, I wasn't bad, but I was like, this is probably going to kill fucking Pool.
God, I was dying. I was like, I passed 3 hot dogs through my heart just walking up there.
I had to
It
check.
was just,
I had to stop for a hot dog break on the way up.
I'm pretty sure you shit yourself once.
I definitely shit myself once. And then did you hear the people that were lower than us on the right hand side cheering me on because they saw me struggling?
Oh my God, no, I didn't see that.
They start, go, go, go! You can do it! I'm like, thanks for cheering on the fat guy.
I love how Charles was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna bring my dad up here because he's like a 6-year-old man with AFib or whatever." 5 minutes later, his dad's walking down the stairs.
His dad's like, "Oh, hey, is this where you are sitting?"
Yeah,
yeah. I don't know. Charles acts like his dad's some old man. He's like a cool dude. He's super nice.
So he's like, Papa Good
my
was fucking sweating his ass off though.
Oh, Papa Good's like, who the fuck decided to come all the way up here? I don't know if y'all noticed when you go down, like if you go down to go to the bathroom right there, like right where the stairs are, right there, still you can see everything even perfect, and you're still you're close but far away. But I don't even know. I was scoping while I was like walking down. I was like, right here's really great seats too.
The less stairs, the better. I'm fine with that. If we want to get like a 26 row, I'm cool.
We will look into it for the next time.
What row were we in?
52.
52.
52. 52 section.
Oh, I remember it.
N, I believe, or H.
Well, we'll have that shit on lock next year.
Yeah, we're gonna have this all figured out. It's gonna be a great time. I mean, it was a great time this time. Obviously, let's get into the cup race because the cup race. I know, Andy. Obviously, I want to get your point of view of this because your driver won, and I'm sure you didn't think the race was bad, right? You think it was pretty good overall?
I didn't think it was great. It wasn't. Well, I looked at the Jeff Gluck poll, and it was like what 20% people said it was a good race. Yeah, that shit's pretty bad.
I thought it was gonna be lower than that.
Yeah, I honestly did too. I don't think it was that terrible, but it was a snoozer. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, anytime you have very little passes for the lead, obviously it's already gonna be a thing. But freaking Larson dominated so heavily that it really didn't matter anything else. And I was watching Noah and Busher, and I'm sitting there, and wherever they restarted, they would just get strung out a little bit, and they would sit right there. I would look up, same spot. 10 laps later, look up, same spot. 30 laps later, same spot. There was just no passing going on.
Well, I saw something. There's somebody on Twitter that posts video or like a picture, and it compiles like all the lap times and average speed and everything. Mm-hmm. And it had like the entire field all bunched up, and the only outlier was obviously Kyle. So take Kyle out of the equation. I think maybe the racing would have, the racing from second on back wasn't terrible, but at the same time, there wasn't passing because they were all running the same speed. There was times that we had, some side-by-side battles. There was a time that we had Hamlin, Briscoe, Ty Gibbs. Who else? Truex was in there. There's 3-4 wide battles going on. But that was
the biggest drama was guys getting speeding penalties on pit road.
Yeah.
Ruining days. I mean, Martin Truex Jr. Oh,
he was in. He was in. Well, I mean, I don't know if that's how it would have shook out, but man, at the first half of the race, he was in. And then that speeding penalty, he went at 24th and finished 24th.
We had 2 cautions for actual accidents.
Very beginning of the race, like 3-4 laps.
Well, yeah, John Hunter at the beginning of the race.
Yep.
Joey Logano and Corey LaJoy. Those were the only 3 that I know of.
Yeah, 3 incidents and 2 stage yellows.
Yeah, 2 stage yellows and the 3 of them. That's it.
And I'm fine with, hey, there was as long as there's racing. There wasn't racing. Tyler Reddick started 19th, finished 17th. And he passed those guys on restarts. And it was just sad, man. It was sad to see nobody passing. It was terrible.
There was a couple cars that were a little fast compared to the rest of the field. Like Bubba Wallace, he was a little bit of a surprise because he came out, he finished third, fourth, something like that. But Ty Gibbs, he got a speeding penalty. Truex got a speeding penalty.
Never recovered. That killed his playoffs.
Yeah, neither one of them recovered from it.
Yeah.
Especially Truex.
The biggest race for the entire night was on pit road. That's the only place where you could pick up spots or lose spots quick. And that was it. And that's always the problem.
I think we only had 4 pit stops the entire race, each stage. Because I was surprised that the the fuel run was longer than the stage was, and then the tires obviously didn't wear out enough to where it made any difference to pit early or whatever. So the stages ran through the fuel run, and then we had that one caution with like 200-ish laps to go. I think it was it Corey LaJoy? I think it was a Corey LaJoy spin, and that was enough to be able to make the fuel window run through, and it stayed green the rest of the race. So there was no pit strategy,
no tire fall off.
There was no tire fall off. Whatever fall off there was, it was all equal. So
for 2 weeks now, we've been promised tire fall off, and we have got no tire fall off.
Well, and Denny did talk about it in last week's episode. There's like, I don't want people to have the expectation that we're going to have the spring Bristol race because Xfinity is going to be racing. And I think that's part of it, that Xfinity tire filled in the grooves of the track. They put PJ1 down again before the Cup race. So I think with the combination of Xfinity running, PJ1, even if this was the same tire from the spring Bristol race, which I don't know if it was.
They said it was, but
it definitely didn't play out that way.
This was the tire they found that was supposed to run in the spring race that just didn't.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the PJ1 ruined it. Like when they put it down, and I get why they did it. They wanted to try to get that 2 lanes, but it ended up just messing up this race with how everything panned out. We talked about it at camp a little bit. There was not enough heat in the track to add the additional wear. So people running that second line, there was no benefit to go top line, bottom line. They had the same amount of tire wear in the top line as they did in the bottom line. So it never gave one more fall off than the other. And so I understood we weren't going to have the spring race because this is a night race. I understood that. But NASCAR putting that PJ1 down took away the only possibility of it being a good race, in my opinion.
I think it's time to look at grooving the tires because we're not adding horsepower.
1,000 horsepower.
We're not adding horsepower. So just forget about that.
Yeah, the sad thing is they're like, no, we're just not going to.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, why? Yeah, why? Well, just no.
Yeah, we don't get real answers. We just get told, nah, we're not doing that.
Yeah, no.
It's so
groove
frustrating.
the tires, reduce the contact patch. I feel like that would be a superb alternative to adding horsepower when it comes to short tracks, at least. Dakota, I hate that, Martinsville for you because it's probably going to be a snoozer.
Well, I am not going to have any opinions. I'm just going to go into it open-minded. If it sucks, it sucks. I'm just going to be glad I'm going to get to see the track with my own eyes. The race is what it is. Maybe it'll be a burner. Don't really think it will be. But the clear answer is that we can't not do anything. Like something has to happen. You can't come back next year and just be like, oh, maybe it'll wear again. Like something has to change. We can't keep having races like this where we're like, what the fuck? It's like Bristol night race is practically a crown jewel and is right there at the cusp of it. And you throw out all this rattling his cage, beating and banging, bumping runs, and then you make people watch and you give us a product like that. And you wonder why we're like, man, this is actually a good crowd.
Yeah.
Like we shouldn't be having this conversation.
And I worry about that. Like this weekend's crowd was fantastic.
For the last 5 years I've been, it was really, really good.
Yeah. So is this going to be the nail in the coffin of people being like, yeah, we're not going to go if it's going to be a snoozer like that? And I would understand it.
And, Darren here talks about, I think it's time NASCAR needs to think about a new or another tire manufacturer. If they're not going to produce the tire we need, I think it's time. I don't know what this contract extends through. I can't remember what Goodyear's
just recently extended it too.
I know. So it'd be probably something expensive, but if they're not going to get with a ball game or build something into these contracts,
Goodyear needs to get their head out of their ass.
Like, let's switch over to Nitto tires and just see what they do. They obviously are big in the drift game now. Maybe they would want to move into racing. I don't know.
It's the whole thing. Like, if we make a tire that wears out, it makes us look bad to where we're not going to be able to sell tires because our tires aren't reliable.
I'm not buying your tires because they're in NASCAR.
Do you know anybody that puts fucking Goodyears on their car? I don't.
Yeah, let's say I don't want to put Goodyears on my tire because they're Goodyears. It has nothing to do with the racing.
Right.
Y'all are pissing me off, so I'm not going to buy your tire.
There you go.
It's making it worse.
Right.
There we go. Perfect. let's see. Who do we have to pay to have Tony Stewart rant about Goodyear this go around? I mean, Tony doing anything with NASCAR automatically is going to be just impossible.
Well, I saw Kevin and Keelan were Tony this weekend at the NHRA stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess
I saw a bunch of them went. Tyler Reddick went too.
Yeah.
Hey, they're recruiting, man. Bringing them over. Get some more funding. But all right, so obviously race not great, but Kyle Larson just dominates the whole thing. Bowman, now this is where I want to move into, and it deals with the playoffs. Who would have thought the four that we lost, being Ty Gibbs, Martin Truex Jr., Harrison Burton, which I think we can all agree we knew that one, but other than that, the other three of them were definitely not the people that we were thinking was going to be eliminated this first round. At least I wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was very, very disappointed with Brad K. Like, didn't do diddly shit, like, at all in any of the races.
And Brad has won Bristol multiple times, but they just didn't show up this weekend with any speed.
Oh, man, I think it's time to acknowledge that Martin's not going to win a race in his final season. Prove me wrong, but
it's not looking good.
I really was like, all right, well, let's get one more. Come on, I hope he can win one. And now I'm like, I don't know if he's gonna do it. I don't know. I don't think so. Ty Gibbs was surprised. I thought he would make a solid top 12 run. And then
I think he would have if it wasn't for that speeding penalty.
Hey, yeah, Dakota, we got Dakota.
Oh, what up, girl? At least I see you here.
Didn't show up on their
I think yeah, there was definitely any of those three were a toss up. Any of those were a toss up. Harrison Burton, I think he was just happy to be here. But then you gotta look at the surprises of guys that made it in. Very well. Cindric, Suarez, Bowman was fast. He got the pole. Like, you shake this round of 12 up any other way and come out the other end. These guys got some solid points going in the round of 12. I don't know how it's gonna come out.
Yeah, wasn't it like whenever we looked at it, wasn't it Cindric ended up with like the third most points?
Isn't that wild?
Round?
Bowman had the most points. I heard on XM when we were leaving the track Sunday morning. I heard that Bowman had accumulated 140 something points over the last three races, and the next closest guy
what the fuck? And then you know what's funny, but starting to not sound less unbelievable. It's like, yeah, your final four is Austin Cindric, Daniel Suarez, Kyle Larson, and Christopher Bell.
Well, you start looking at the races coming up, and there could be some funk going on here.
Yeah.
There's one.
Oh God.
I've been wondering if it was me this whole time.
No, it's Andy. It happens every time. Bowman had most points in the round of 16. Ross was the second. Yeah. I mean, okay, he's back. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy when you look at the points and, Bowman, who obviously was hearing that he was going to lose his ride for this last half of the year, which, obviously I don't think it's going to happen this year. If it happens, I would think it's going to be a year or two from now, but thinks he's going to lose his ride, then comes out and has the most playoff points. Like, that's what you want. Like, if you're a team, that's exactly what you want.
Well, there's one guy that's in the playoffs right now that I think is now going to make a push that could be a real sleeper to make the Final Four, and that's Chase Briscoe.
Yeah, he was fast. He was running good at Bristol.
Yeah.
He's definitely given this 14 car a fucking good farewell of SHR. I'm almost like, let's go, Briscoe, see what you can do.
Yeah,
I see him winning fucking Dega or something.
He said on his post race, he was like, yeah, look, all these guys, SHR, they're fighting for something. We got something going on that nobody else can relate to. We're shutting down at the end of the year.
Yeah. Put his nuts on.
We want to go out on top.
Yeah.
Right.
So winning Darlington put the confidence in there. Who knows how Atlanta would have gone for him if not being caught up in that wreck with Kyle. Watkins Glen, top 5 run. Bristol was in contention, for a top 5 the entire race. Who knows? I mean, Kansas, they could show up, be fast. Talladega, who knows what could happen there? Roval did good at Watkins Glen. And if he makes it to the round
at the Roval.
Yeah, that's how. I mean, David talks about, isn't that how Blaine did it last year? He kind of just pointed his way up there. Yeah, that's exactly how I did it. And
remember in 22 when Briscoe won Phoenix early in the year and locked in the playoffs? He made it to the round of 8. He damn near won Martinsville to make it to the Final Four.
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel better about him right now than I did then.
I do too.
100%.
I do too.
Like, yeah, you get hot, you get hot. Yeah, he was good.
Briscoe by far had the best forward all
He's
weekend.
definitely not laying down. He's going out swinging, and I like to see it.
Now, the other one I'll talk about is Cindric, because obviously we have Talladega and the road course, the Roval, coming up, and both of these are something that Cindric can do well in. So he can move to the round of 8 easily.
I said Briscoe was a wasted spot. I'm eating my words on that. Cindric, same thing. Like, he can literally go into this next round.
I think Kansas will kind of separate the boys from the men, but Cindric's going to have a rocket at Dega, and he's a hell of a road course racer. So if he can survive Kansas, have some good points, I can totally see him winning Dega, if not winning stages.
Yeah.
I got your hat.
Yeah, we never saw you.
Yeah, he didn't come. He ended up not coming because he had to work.
Shitty.
Yeah, it doesn't work for everybody.
Should have called in. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I think round of 8 is where it's going to get very interesting, because you got Las Vegas, you got Homestead, Miami, and you got Martinsville Speedway. Homestead, obviously, you got guys like Larson runs very well there. Tyler Reddick runs very well there. So, I mean, if you can run that fence, you can do well at Homestead. It's a flat style, so Christopher Bell is also going to have a good race car that day, most likely. So I think the round of 8 is where it's going to separate a lot of the drivers out, and that's where we finally lose some of these guys that we thought we were going to lose earlier.
Yeah. Well, we're going into the playoffs with the reset again now. So,
my only pet peeve of the playoffs. My only pet peeve of the playoffs is that the points reset each round.
Yeah.
Every round.
I don't like it. Like, because then, like, I mean, yeah, hey, these guys made it to the round, but then, like, now Hamlin goes right back up, and it's like, yo, like,
well, actually, Hamlin's only plus 7.
Yeah, he's very close.
Well, you know, like some of the other years when they reset and they're like plus 43 on starting the second round.
Yeah, so like Larson's number 1 seed, he's plus 39.
Yeah, it's just like I think
he's only plus 24. So Larson's got like a 20-point cushion. Reddick's plus 20 in third.
I just wish it didn't reset. Like, you go into the second round based off of where you're at now.
Yeah, they got to do some tweaks. I mean, the biggest thing that shows they have to tweak this is the fact that Suarez finished 3 laps down and still made it into the playoffs for the next round.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, but that just goes to show, like, he had a good Atlanta and he had a good Watkins Glen and accumulated enough points. Like, that's just goes to show that's how the system was designed to work.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, it's been this way that's the only thing I do appreciate is if you're going to make rules and make a format, let's do it the same format for like 10 years at least.
Yeah, give it a chance.
If you're going to make tweaks down the road, because there for a minute, it was like every other season there was a different rule or a different format.
Jimmy Johnson changes.
Okay, well, that guy won last year.
12 to 16.
Yeah, it was like, dude, no, we need to like keep a format for a while. Like, just do it every year the same way. At least have some like legitimize some of these championships.
It is crazy. This is the 10th year now of this format.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at it right now, and you were talking about how they reset. So right now, you got Austin Cindric at 9th at -4. You got Daniel Suarez 10th at -6. Bowman, who's back at -7 in 11th, and then Chase Briscoe is 7 points behind at 12th. So it's very close, because even Joe Logano is only +4, Chase Elliott is only +6, and Hamlin's only +7. So
those guys are going to be swinging for the fences these next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think Logano got a leg up by winning at Atlanta early and locking in to where they can focus on Kansas?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It's a Toyota track normally.
He almost won the shit last year on that pit call.
Yeah.
Remember the Reddick passed him on the white 3 wide. Him and who was it? The 1 or 48. Him and somebody were side by side, and it was like the white flag, and Reddick passed him 3 wide and won the race.
Yeah. At this point, I honestly think anybody right now that's above the cut line, so 1 through 8, are all legitimate chances to lock in the Final Four. Like, I can't pick somebody just be like, oh yeah, they're definitely not going to make it. Like Logano, that motherfucker can squeak right in.
They could win Kansas.
He could win Kansas. He could, I mean, knowing him, he could end up sitting out there and winning the Roval.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either one of those.
I can see him
go to
winning all 3
Martinsville,
tracks.
win.
Yeah. He's won at all 3 of these. So I mean, it's like he can win any of these races. You look at the names on the list.
It's an
Chase
even
is
year
very
too.
consistent. Bowman's very consistent. Briscoe's been very fast.
I'm curious.
Think Suarez is my give me.
I'm curious to see if Logano keeps his thing.
So what?
I'm curious to see if Logano can keep his streak alive for every other year, or even number of years he makes the Final 4.
Yeah, we'll see. But I don't.
Guess he could go all 3 years.
I don't think he's been fast enough, but they're sneaky motherfuckers.
Well, we
say
thought the same thing about Blaney last year.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, well, he'll give it a good run.
Yeah, I think my give me for if I had to pick one driver who I just think is a give me to not make it through, it's Daniel Suarez for this round.
Yeah.
Even though he does decent,
they just have not had speed.
I don't know, man. You got Talladega, like Kansas. Who knows how they're going to run at Kansas, but Talladega, super speedway.
Talladega is going to be a wild card.
I don't think I just don't think he's going to win that one. Something in me.
I'm not saying he wins it, but he can do the exact same thing.
I can see a big wreck and he finishes 5th.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree 100% with you. I just think if I had to pick one based off of what I'm looking at this list, if I had to pick one to be the gimme, it's him.
No, this second round is shaping up exactly like the last round, to where we're going to have the exact same style of tracks aside from Bristol trading it for Kansas. You're going to have an intermediate track to where you're going to have Larson, Hamlin, Bell, like those guys, Reddick. They're going to be fast at Kansas no matter what.
I am excited for Kansas though.
Yeah, it's going to be.
I am like, oh man, this is going to be a banger. It's going to be a good race. Larson and Hamlin are probably going to win. We'll see how it shakes out. These races always, once the intensity cranks up, shit goes haywire. Hey, Bristol was a dud, so what? But I don't think Kansas is going to be a dud. I think we're going to see some shit we didn't think we were going to see.
Up to level 10.
Well, you got to remember too, where's our best racing at right now?
Mile and a half.
Mile and a half. What's Kansas? Mile and a half, baby.
Yeah,
like,
very excited.
We just had the closest finish in NASCAR history last time we were at Kansas. So
yeah, I think it's going to be a wild race, and I am super down for it. Yeah, Talladega.
Clearing my Sunday for NASCAR racing.
With Dega, I hope that we get some cautions in between the stages that breaks up that fuel mileage shit to where we actually get some legitimate racing.
Yeah,
like we saw at Daytona.
Me too. I think whatever it is, though, I think the stage ends will be very spicy for stage points. The middle of the round, them guys in the back are trying to get every point they can. Stage win means so much. I think those guys are definitely gonna be trying to get some points.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think Dega's gonna be wild. I think the road was gonna suck, but it's just my opinion.
I mean, we got some.
Well, at least y'all be there.
Yeah, we're gonna have some good stuff coming for Roval. I think it's gonna be a fun race.
Now, don't forget, Roval is gonna have a reconfiguration.
It's gonna have the reconfig, and we're gonna have creds for that one. So we're gonna be able to do some stuff behind the scenes, and that to me is what makes the race weekend. Lately, like I said in the group chat, the fact that we've been able to do this with the crew this year has made this probably not even probably. It has made this year my favorite year of going to races. Period. Since we started doing this,
for real. Same.
I agree.
Amen.
Also agree.
But yeah.
Tony L. Mayans.
It's been a fun season with you boys.
Think about that. What if it rains at the Roval in a playoff race?
That would be spicy. Honestly, I'm here for it. Let it rain.
Yeah. Fucking bring it on.
Fuck it up.
Yeah. It's going to be a great time. But yeah, I mean, obviously we get to see what's going on. We see the points reset this time. The Final Four, I think we all still can kind of see some people in the Final Four. I think that one still is pretty clear as far as what a lot of people picked. But getting to that Final Four is going to be very, very difficult. So I agree with that.
Yeah. Well, all of our Final Four picks.
Round of 8 is going to be juicy.
Yeah, round of 8 is going to be juicy. We got Vegas, Homestead, Martinsville.
So many playoff guys are good at Kansas. It's going to be good. I mean, you got to think each one of these races has people that are really good that are in the playoffs and that aren't in the playoffs. This is, again, why I think it should be a top 25 point rule.
Do you think, I just had a thought.
What's it?
Do you think with the direction NASCAR is, well, I mean, pretty much the last 2 seasons and the way it's the foreseeable future is looking, that they, the playoffs next season's going to be a little different. But you think they should totally re-rack and re-look at how they're doing some of these tracks with the way this car has been racing on certain tracks?
Yes. I've been saying this. NASCAR owns the majority of these tracks, right?
Like, yeah.
So if they own the majority of these tracks, why are you not putting the best racing in front of your audience? Why are you not choosing the best race to be?
Well, 5
championship
years
race?
5 years ago, Bristol cutoff, you're like, yo, Martinsville cutoff, whoa, Dagan there, whoa. Well, now that was awesome with Gen 6. Like, and we've had amazing mile and a half races, and the short tracks have fucking suffered, but we got all these short track cutoffs now, and now you're like, I'm not even really like looking forward to it. Like, bummer. Like, bummer. I'm not looking forward to the Martinsville cutoff finale. Like, I shouldn't be thinking like that.
That's
Until they
the
fix
way I
But I was
feel
just
about
thinking,
it.
is like with playoffs going forward, should we have like a Kansas cutoff? Should we have a Darlington cutoff? Like,
Yes.
I don't know.
The best race should be your cutoff races every time, or I'm okay with wildcard races being cutoff races.
I am too.
But
When Dago
it
was the
should not be a
cutoff,
short track.
when Dago was the finale, like in the second round, I loved it. And people were like, this ain't right because you can get taken out. It's like, well, don't get taken out.
Daytona's the same way. Daytona's the regular season finale.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
yeah.
Now, Darlington was great this year, but maybe we need to look at Darlington as the season finale. It's a NASCAR-owned track.
Ooh.
Why can't we?
I mean, that's the thing is like when we look at these tracks, like if NASCAR now is going for who's going to give us the most money, and I get it, they have to make money, but you're going to make more money through the fans if you bring it to the good tracks, the tracks that actually have some racing. So short tracks and road courses should be the middle race. If they're going to do anything, they either start with a mile and a half or they finish with a mile and a half. They either start with a super speedway or they end with a super speedway. And the championship race should darn well not be at a daggone short track because that makes absolutely no sense compared to what's going. Now, if they announced their seasons and how their schedule is going to be for a 5-year plan, that's different. But right now they're making the schedule every year for the next year. So we can change really quick if we need to where, okay, they're running good here. They're not running good here.
You know what happened? They'd reconfigure the whole playoffs to like accommodate badass mile and a half races. Then Goodyear would make some badass fucking tire they figure out. And we'll be like, why aren't short tracks in the playoffs?
That's exactly what would happen.
Well, that's how we got the Roval. I mean, road course racing was great.
They're always a dollar. They're always a dollar short.
Yeah,
they're always a dollar short on.
That's the thing, in my opinion, is why do we wait so long? Because as soon as they came out with a new car and we saw it the first year, they could have fixed it the next year.
Yeah.
Well, and it definitely goes back. Like we've had the conversation now about the horsepower situation, and there are certain drivers that are like, you know what, horsepower to short track, I don't know if it's going to fix it or not. Even if you had 900 horsepower back in short track, I don't know if it's going to fix it. So we've been given a hard no on horsepower. It's not going to happen, period. So what's the next logical fix? Grooving the tires. If we groove the tires, we will fix the short track issue because less contact patch. Bring that same tire to a road course to where you have less contact patch. The problem with this car is a wider tire from the Gen 6 car, bigger brakes, your braking zones are shorter, your tire has more grip. It doesn't matter how soft you make the tire, it's still going to be a grippier, longer lasting tire than a Gen 6 car, period.
Hey, do you think if they had brought that Richmond fall off tire, the red tire, to Bristol, it would have been different?
Yes.
They didn't though. They just went with the tire they had in the spring race because it was an anomaly.
Because they were worried.
Being a dud. Yeah,
but
they're racing that. Aren't they racing that at Martinsville and Phoenix?
I don't know if it would have been different because
they're running it at Martinsville, not Phoenix right now.
I mean, I'm just speculating. I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know if it would have been different because it's still, we saw multiple guys at that Richmond race that ran that red tire that
the option tire. The option tire.
There was like what, 2 guys that ran the option tire at Richmond that actually made something out of it. Suarez was the one that stood out to me.
Yeah, but there was actually tire fall off. There's different
There was
strategies.
still
Now,
good racing. That was like a
they-
better Richmond race.
they need to give more of those tires because that was the problem. There is they only gave them 3, so you had
Run
to,
'em
you
everywhere.
had to be
No, they
very
only gave
picky
2.
with how you do it.
They only gave
So-
2 sets of them.
Well, the set there was didn't they get 1 set for practice?
Yeah, but I mean, like during the race.
Oh yeah, only 2 sets during the race. So I mean, like, yeah, that's not. It doesn't make sense the way they're doing it, but they have to do a softer tire. They got to figure something out here. Like they're even with the wet weather tire package that they have, that tire is not staggered at all. So that's the reason why they won't run it anywhere else because they're not staggered. So there's no load. Like they can't take the same load, and that makes no sense. Why in the world are you going to run a groove tire that's not staggered on a short track?
I don't know, man. I'm not a racing engineer. I just show up and drink beer and watch.
Damn
And then
right.
get beer poured on you at the end.
Get tired of it.
Part of the game.
All right, I think we move into.
I just like to see my boys win.
I loved it. It was
It was great.
fantastic.
Congratulations
I
again,
will,
Andy.
like I said, I will cherish that till the day I die. I wouldn't have it any
Cool,
other
man.
way.
You need to get
All
a
the
picture
heartbreak-
framed or something of you at the race.
Yeah. Well, I got that screenshot of the celebration. Matt's like all fucking around me and everything, so I might do something with that.
Yeah, Dalton
the
needs to get a
homies.
new camera. That his camera is like it's so freaking.
Yeah, that's the
hazy.
only thing is like
Did
I
I
went
send
back
the
and watched
Did I send
Dakota's
the
and
video
his
I
was better.
took? It was a little better.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see your
Dakota's was
video.
definitely better.
Yeah, I was gonna say I sent one. I'll send it.
Dude, there's so many things sent in the group chat.
Yeah, I thought mine was a little. It wasn't Android quality.
Wasn't no green bubble door.
Yeah, it was wild.
It was a great time. I was so happy, man, because like I know we talked about. I've been able to see, back when I was a Chase fan, still I got to see Chase win, or Joseph has been able to see Blaney win. I mean, it's just been we've.
I got
all
to see Reddick win.
You've got to see Reddick win. I mean, like everyone's.
I think like the last 3 races we all went to, one of our guys won.
Yeah, Logano won for Justin.
Or 600. Yeah. Well, the Bell won 600. That didn't really count. We got robbed.
Yeah. But that's about it. I mean, other than
what's
that,
crazy is Poole and we've seen 3 Christopher Bell wins. He's only got like 8.
Yeah, that is crazy.
And 2 Logano wins or 3 Logano wins.
I've
been to several
seen
Logano
like
wins.
6 Logano wins. It sucks.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been to like 20 Hamlin wins, like 10 Logano wins, like 15 Larson wins.
Yeah, I've
been to 189 Jimmy Johnson wins.
Last night I actually sat down and made a notes and like put every single race I've ever been to and look back in history, see who won it, and figured out who's won how many races. And Logano's pretty much leading that fucking list, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I just think mine gets muddy once you get like before 2008. I'm like, I can't remember. I'm like, because there's some years like I didn't even get to go to Atlanta race or I didn't go to Adega. But there's some I'm like, yeah, I was at that one.
I started counting in 2010.
Yeah. What was awesome up until like 2020 is I used to have a ticket. And I had so many tickets. I have like a stack of tickets.
Dude, yeah.
And now they're like nostalgic. And then now, like since 2020, I've probably been to like 25, 30 races. And I don't even know. I got
it's hard to tell nowadays. They're making it harder for us people that like to keep the old stuff.
Yeah, imagine we're 50. We're not gonna be like, look at this. It's like, look at this PDF file of me and my buddies at a race.
When was the last time you saw them make stuff like this? I mean, I don't know even.
Damn.
I've got a Southern 500 ticket.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, look at this link.
It's freaking crazy.
Yeah, it's sick. I got one. I found it. My camo race bag. There's a ticket in it from like the 2016 Bojangles 300 or whatever, like the Xfinity race, and it's like a ticket in there, and I'm like, this is sick. So I just leave it in there.
It's always cool finding shit like that.
Dude,
yeah, like I'm like, wow, there's like a date, and I'm like, look at me.
I still have the 2015 NASCAR All-Star from Nextel. That poster they gave us, the big one that goes across.
Oh, dude, I forgot all about that.
I still have that. I found it the other day when I was packing up. I was like, this is going somewhere in this office too.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
But
let's get into picks.
Our picks. We got Kansas coming up. Actually, first let's let Dakota. We can kind of rate the race because I know normally chairgate and y'all rate races. So what you got? What'd you rate your race?
Yeah. Oh man, I should have asked Rattlesnake for his ahead of time, but God, let's throw this on the Richter scale. I really don't want to be this mean. I'm gonna give this race a 3.3.
3.2.
Oh, and I'm being generous.
I'm like a 3.8 or something like that. It's just like, yeah, Larson won, but the racing wasn't that great.
I know I hate it for you that like your guy won, but goddamn, it was brutal.
It was rough. We were able to roughhouse so much because the race was basically just done at the beginning.
I mean, y'all saw the stats too that he led 462 laps or something like that.
Yeah,
most laps.
He passed Dale Earnhardt. He passed Dale Earnhardt. Like that's a hell of a stat.
It is. It's crazy, but and like no doubt the 5 team is impeccable and goated, and they were fast as fuck. But I think no one had a chance to come up and pass them because nobody could do that anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, let's say Hamlin had a great car back there in 5th or whatever, or like Ty Gibbs could have had a winning car. We would have never known because nobody was passing anybody.
I think the second best car was
I
the
saw
9
guys
car.
run guys down and never pass them.
Mm-hmm. Well, the 11 got fast there too.
I was like, how the
20
fuck
was
he get
pretty
up there?
quick. But yeah, 9 car definitely showed some speed there and consistent speed by the time it got to the end of the race.
Yeah.
But all right, let's move into picks. We're an hour in, so let's move into picks. Kansas, I am going to go ahead and go first with Christopher Bell.
You little slut. Oh, well, I'm going to take last year's race winner, the 45 Toyota. I think we're all leaning a little Toyota heavy here, but I think he's going to get done. They're fast on these mile and a half. They show speed at Michigan. I think it's time for him to get another dub and advance to round of 3.
Well, you took my pick because I was going to pick Reddick, but I'll go for the second option.
Oh, whoops.
La-di-da.
You think he goes back to back? I could totally see him just going on a streak here and winning like 4 more races.
Dude,
I could see him winning a good couple races coming up for sure.
Yeah. I can see him winning this weekend. I can see him winning Vegas, Homestead.
Do we know what the record is for most wins in a season in next gen now?
Off the top of my head, I do not. I have to look it up.
He's sitting at 5 now.
I want to say the record's like 12. I mean, I don't know. You get it back into Darrell Waltrip stats. I don't know. But I remember watching Matt Kenseth win 10. Larson won 10 a couple years ago, which was crazy.
I did look this up this morning because I was curious about it. Larson is now 28, has 28 wins in his career. 32nd.
I've seen all of them.
Yeah, he's tied with Carl Edwards now in wins.
Whoa, saying stuff like that. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, he's past Dale Jr. He's Martin Truex only has 34, so he's not far behind Martin Truex. Kurt Busch, Joey Logano has 34. Brad Keselowski has 36. Yeah. Matt Kenseth had 39.
He's definitely probably going to get 40 to 50.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to be up there with Kyle Busch for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I think we have to, before we finish off here, I think we got to watch the other version, the Dakota version of the celebration here. Now that we got to go back.
A little better quality.
A little better. I can actually tell.
That's off to Charles, dude. Like, talk shit about Charles. That motherfucker, he was there.
That's
you
awesome.
See the dudes getting through on. Damn, that's sexy.
God, Charles. That's awesome.
Well, we know how that cup holder got bent now because that's exactly where the cup holder bent at, where Matt just jumped down at.
Which is my celebration.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. It's awesome to see.
Awesome. Had a great time. Thank you for joining us this week, Dakota. Really appreciate it. Chairgating's
yeah, man. Thanks for having me on, bro.
Anytime. But before we head out, definitely got a shout out to the sponsors. You know, Kanga Coolers. They were at the race this time. Came out and talked with us a little bit. So thank them so much. They're down here. Fascar 10. Make sure you use that code to get 10% off. If you need a cooler for the race, you just put the entire 12-pack, or you can get the 24-pack or the backpack in there, as well as the frozen can to make sure everything stays cold. So thank y'all so much. But that's all I got.
Yeah. Or if you need an extension cord, just come to my house. I have one.
Yeah, I've been lending them out on the regular lately. check us out Chairgating, drinking beers weekly, talking mad shit about NASCAR and some good stuff too, and just dads being dudes. And the fucking group chat. We might be at a race near you.
True. Group chat is epic. So
group chat's hitting. Thank y'all so much. Until next time. See you.
Later, guys.
Peace.